You know, one of the questions I get fairly often is, do I know of any natural gray wigs? There are a lot of gray synthetic wigs on the market. Oftentimes, they are more fashion grays with dark rooting and an odd blend of colors that a lot of people say is not how their hair has grayed. I've been on the hunt for human hair wigs that are gray as well, and today I have one that you are going to want to know about. This is a human hair wig from Emma Hairpiece. She is budget friendly, retailing for $319 for Remy human hair. There are lots of synthetic wigs that cost more than this piece. If you have gray hair, wear gray wigs, or just want to know what your options are when it comes to wigs, then stick around. I'm going to tell you all about this mixed gray bob wig from Emma Hairpiece. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. I want to give you guys a disclaimer. I'm going to do a ton of teaching in this video. I think there are some things that new wig wearers need to know about these types of caps, which is a 13-inch lace front. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and the pros and cons. If you are a seasoned wig wearer, I have some timestamps in the description. You can go ahead and skip to the segments that you care about. But I know that I have a lot of new wig wearers who find my videos. I never want to assume that you have all of the knowledge that you need. Some of it's super important to help you make good purchasing decisions. So I'm going to give you some education in addition to reviewing this piece. I would like to thank Emma Hairpiece for sending me this wig so that I could show all of my wig sisters. You guys, I've been working with Emma Hairpiece for 2 years. They are a Chinese retailer, but they are really great. They create budget-friendly human hair wigs, and I've had many of their wigs. I'm always impressed with their pieces. Are they as good as the higher-end, you know, $1,500, $2,000 wigs? Of course not. There are concessions that you make with budget-friendly, but what I've found with the Emma Hairpiece wigs is the concessions aren't with the hair usually. They're with the cap. So we'll talk a little bit about the challenges that I'm having with this cap. But when it comes to this hair, they have knocked this color out of. If you've not checked out Emma Hairpiece so far, I highly recommend you do. There is a link in the description to this piece. They carry other colors too, not just gray, and I have a coupon code that will save you 10% off your purchase. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. I wish so much that you could see and feel this hair in person. One of the things that I've noticed when it comes to gray human hair wigs that are not donor gray, meaning that the hair didn't come gray, is they can often have a really dull gray look to them that makes it really obvious that the hair has been colored to be that color. This wig is not like that. It looks like gray hair that is growing out of someone's head. I don't know how they did it, but they did a phenomenal job on this color. It is very, very natural. There's no rooting or dark streaks throughout. It is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful silver, sort of salt and pepper gray. Gosh, they did a good job. I do have a clip for you guys that will be tacked on the end of this video where I show you how this wig air dries. I have used a 1.25 inch curling iron to just put some soft waves in this. I didn't want to make it curly. I just wanted to make it a little bit wavy and kind of take care of a little bit of the frizz that this has when it dries. So if you want to see how this one air dries, you'll find that clip at the end of the video. I also show it to you without the lace cut so that you can see. Now, I have not cut this lace back as far as I would normally cut a wig that I am wearing. I'll tell you a little bit about why in just a few minutes. Let's talk about this cap. This is where I'm having a little bit of trouble. So one of the things I'm struggling with is changing head measurements due to weight loss. So I'm often not sure what cap size I should even get because of the change in my measurements. I do include my measurements in the description below so that you can compare them to yours. What I'm struggling with on this one, this lace is not laying flat on me, as you can see. I've tried everything. I've tried adjusting the adjusters. This does have a strap on it. I'll show that to you in a moment. I've tried tightening the strap. While everything else about this wig fits me very comfortably, the lace does not lay flat. I really don't know if that is how the wig is fitting me or if that is because this is a budget cap. Here's the thing. There are a lot of things you can do with your wigs when the lace doesn't lay flat. This is a 13-inch lace front, 13 by 4. Whenever you see measurements on a wig that include those types of measurements, you might see 5 by 5 or 6 by 6 or 4 by 4 or 5 by 6. You know, if you see those number measurements, 13 by 4, 13 by 6, that's telling you what the lace is on that piece. A 13-inch lace front goes beyond the ears. They typically do not have ear tabs, and this one does not have ear tabs. And the 4 inches means that you have 4 inches of parting space from here back here. I think this lace is great for styling. I have a video where I show you how I cut back my wigs that come with a 13-inch lace front. I don't like to have to adhere my wigs in order to be able to tuck them and wear them up and to style them. And so I cut the lace on a 13-inch lace front way back on the sides. I lose quite a bit of the hair over here so that I can wear it without adhering it, and I just blend my own bio hair. That's why in my videos you see I always have like longer hair right here and shorter hair throughout because I do buzz my hair, but I keep this so that I can blend it, and that's what I like to do with 13-inch lace fronts. That's one reason why I didn't cut this back, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this wig yet. So I wanted to leave the lace as intact as I could so I have some flexibility. 13-inch lace front has tons of pros. The biggest con is if you don't cut it back far enough, you do have to adhere it in order to get it to lay flat. And I'll bring this back around to why I don't think it's a huge problem that it's not laying flat in the front. But let me show you the rest of this cap before I do that. So we've actually got lace back here as well. I did not cut this lace. Sometimes 13-inch lace fronts come with this lace, sometimes they don't. Normally, I don't pull my hair into high ponytails, so I don't need lace down here to adhere to the nape of my neck. So I just cut this all the way back to the nape. But you could leave some of this and adhere it if you want the ultimate styling flexibility, but you don't want a full lace wig. That's what that's there for. It won't hurt anything if you cut it back, but it gives you some options. There are combs on the sides and a comb at the nape. I usually just leave combs. They don't bother me. They don't hurt my head. I don't use them, but they're fine. If you have bio hair, you can tuck those combs into your hair to help give the wig more security. If you wear a wig grip, you can tuck the combs into the wig grip as well. So there are benefits to that. The rest of this cap is closed wefted, and here's that strap I was telling you about. Sometimes 13-inch lace front wigs come with a strap that is meant to hug the back of your head so that you can have more security, and it can help pull those sides tighter so that lace will lay flat. Sometimes straps are just, the strap itself is just sewn into the cap. Sometimes you get a removable strap like this one, and this one is actually adjustable so that you can make it tighter or looser as well. This you can take off if you don't like it, but this might help actually for a wig to feel more secure. So I like that they include the option of it, but allow us to remove it if we don't want it. All right, I paused so I could get the strap back on. I'm gonna show you what I do when I put a wig on with this strap. I dive into the wig like I always do when I put a wig on, but I tuck the strap behind my head first. Then I pull the wig over the strap, then I lift the wig up and get it into place. Because this does not have ear tabs, I just sort of shift it by trying to be careful where I grab it so that I'm not pulling on that lace, but I need to be able to get that wig in place, and I don't have ear tabs, but that's how I do it. Now, because I didn't cut this lace back as far as I normally do, I just need to finagle it so it lays flat. So let me tie back around what I was talking about earlier about the lace not laying flat. If you have a wig like this, because there's no tension on this lace, when lace isn't attached to ear tabs, there's no tension on it like when you've got a shorter lace front that's attached to ear tabs, you can use the strap. Just putting the strap in place has helped a lot. That doesn't sit as far off my forehead as it does when I don't have the strap on. And I would just take a little adhesive. Some It Stays, Lace Stick by Wig Guru is so great, and I love that stuff. I have a video showing it as well. I would just take it and I'd put some adhesive on here, and then I'd sort of finagle the wig down, so I'm pulling some tension on that lace, and then I would just press the lace down, adhere it, and then it will be fine. This is not something that everybody's going to want to do. If you never ever want to use adhesive and you don't want to have to deal with trying to figure out how far back to cut a 13-inch lace front, maybe this type of lace front isn't for you, but there are lots of things you can do to make it work. I just want to tell you all your options. All right, let's talk about density. This piece is labeled as 150 density. A lot of wigs come at 130 density, which is what I think is typically considered a natural density. I do notice that it feels just a little bit fuller down here. You know, it doesn't get like really thin at the ends at all, but it doesn't feel like heavy density on here. So if you're used to 130 density on a human hair wig, synthetic wigs don't come with a density number typically, then this is just a little bit fuller than that, but it isn't excessive or overwhelming. I'll just tell you that density claims on wigs aren't standardized. I've been told that there should be some kind of weight standards around those densities, but I have had wigs between 130 and 150 density often, and sometimes the 150 feels way heavier than the 130, and sometimes it feels exactly the same. I'm just wanting to tell you guys that I think this is a healthy, somewhat full head of hair. Not super heavy or dense though, but it is. I have had bob wigs that are thinner, and at the ends you can kind of see that tapering. This stays nice and full all the way to the end. And because this is human hair, there's no permatease. That's a synthetic wig thing, and so it does lay really flat on the top of the head. You can mitigate this type of thing with wigs by the way that you style them. If you want your wig to be as sleek and flat as possible, style it straight. Use a straightener, use a hot comb. You know, I put curl and wave in this, so it's going to look a little fuller than if I had styled it straight. My friend Marlene has reviewed this piece, and she styled hers straight. So I'm gonna link her review in the description so you can have an opportunity to go see this piece styled differently and on a different woman. That's always super helpful. Let's talk about this color. Mixed gray is what they call it, and it really is this silver. It's like, to me, it's like different tones of silver. There's like a white silver, a silver, a darker silver, and it's just blended so beautifully and well. Let's get outside so that you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, there's a coupon code in the description. I think the only thing about this is how that lace doesn't really lay super flat. And for me, in a 13-inch lace front, that really is a bit hit or miss. I have had other wigs like this where I had trouble getting that lace to lay flat, and then I've had others and they lay perfectly flat. So it is sort of a gamble when you're purchasing a 13-inch lace front. Emma Hairpiece does have a return policy though. The only issue is you're not going to be able to tell super well before you cut the lace. I'll give you all that information. Thanks for watching, and thank you, Emma Hairpiece, for giving me the opportunity to show all my wig sisters this really beautiful gray. I'll see you guys in my next video. Let's get outside. All right, friends, we have got insane winds today, but the weather has not been good. So we're gonna do this, and I hope that the blowing doesn't make it impossible to see this color. I know that it can be really helpful to see how a wig moves in the wind, but it can also be helpful to see it stand still so you can really see that color. Such a good job. Now remember, they have other colors. Not in this exact piece, but they have lots and lots of choices at their site. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. All right, this is what she looks like air dried. You can see she has some frizz. The hair does feel really nice, but this is definitely really frizzy here. which doesn't really surprise me. I mean, first of all, it's super budget friendly, super. And, you know, it's gray hair. I don't have a full head of gray hair, but I have quite a bit of gray hair at my temples, and it has that sort of frizzy, wiry feel. When I want to blend my temple hair with my wigs, I usually have to put root touch-up powder to kind of coat them, or use a straightener to get rid of that frizz, because it just doesn't blend well with my non-gray wigs. So I do think this seems very, very natural. And the lace hasn't been cut. Look at how transparent that lace is. Like, you can barely tell that the lace isn't cut. So great job on the lace. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.